So again, good morning, everyone, and welcome to this session on professional development. My name is Rebecca Paredes Nieto, and I'm delighted to be the chair for this session this morning. I'm the PD coordinator for the New South Wales branch, amongst other roles that we've taken in the organization. But I would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the lands in which we all stand here today, the Bidjigal people, and pay my respects to elders past and present, and ask the spirits to join us and share with us as we learn together throughout these 3 days. So throughout the next hour or so, we will dive into professional development and listen to a couple of really insightful presentations. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to my colleague Epperly Zhang. You probably all know her by now. She is the National PD Coordinator of our organization. And over to you.
Thank you, Rebecca, for the... Awesome. Thanks for the lovely introduction. Welcome, everyone. We have a small crowd. I always like a small crowd. And I can recognize a few familiar faces. Got Buddy sitting at the back, Carl, Nora, and Rebecca. And welcome, Augustina. Thanks for coming. So good morning, everyone. My name is Epperly Zhang. I'm the National PD Coordinator at AUSIT. I'd like to take a wild guess and say that you probably have attended one of the PD sessions before organized by AUSIT, considering that you're at the AUSIT conference. So today it is my pleasure to share with you some of the behind the scenes with what delivery PD involves at AUSIT. So I'd like to, sorry, I was going to press the wrong button. I'd like to acknowledge the Bidjigal people, the traditional custodians of the land on which we're gathered today. I pay my respect to their elders, past and present, and extend that respect to all First Nations people. This was and always will be Aboriginal land. I respectfully acknowledge the ongoing connection and contribution of First Nations people to culture, language, and country. I realize I don't have the slides in front of me, but that's okay. So these are the content that I wanted to share with you today. So pretty much 4 little sections. The first one is about PD planning, and then PD coordination. And I'll show a summary of the PD events that we organized in 2023. And the last little bit is on webinar moderation. So we've been engaging volunteers to help us moderating webinars. So I'll tell you a little bit about that as well. Before I get started on the nitty-gritty of delivering PD, I like to acknowledge our wonderful PD team, because we don't really get a chance to introduce the people behind the scenes to everyone. So I'd like to take this opportunity and thank our Vice President of PD and Events, Amy Wong, who was supposed to be here and deliver this session with me today, but she is actually delivering a different presentation in a different room right now, so she weren't able to come. And also we have our branch PD coordinators, Nora Pucci, who's sitting there from WA, Martin Blackwell from Tasmania, Jessica Shepherd from Victoria, Joe Van Dalen from South Australia and Northern Territory, and Rebecca from New South Wales, Jessie Huang from ACT, and Jingyue Wang from Queensland. So Jessica and Jingyue are our 2 newest additions to our PD team. I'd also like to acknowledge Roxanne Lashing from Victoria, and also Cynthia Lee from New South Wales, who recently stepped down at the branch AGMs. These are the people who have been pouring their heart and soul in organizing PDs over the past number of years. So thank you. Okay, PD planning. So When we plan PD, we endeavor to adopt a comprehensive and strategic approach to address the evolving needs of our industry and of our translators and interpreters in the field. So in order to do that, the first step we take is to assess the needs of everyone. And we do this through conducting surveys, collecting feedback, through evaluation forms at the end of PD sessions. So if you have attended PD sessions before, you would have seen the feedback form or link at the end of the sessions. And also ongoing communication with our practitioners in the field to identify the specific PD needs and challenges they face, so we can come up with solutions to help them navigate this space. We also try to analyze industry trends, technological advancements, and changes in the T&I landscape to make sure our planning of PDs is up to date and on point. So based on the identified needs, we then set some clear and specific goals. So take this year, for example. At the beginning of this year, we decided our goal was to deliver a varied range of PDs, focusing on skills enhancement in different domains, and creating more opportunities for translators and interpreters to form meaningful connections. So to translate this into action, throughout the year, we delivered PDs for translators and interpreters in fields including legal, healthcare, technology, business skills, pedagogy, and some other fields as well. And we organized a number of online meet and greet sessions for practitioners from different language pairs. And our PD planning is, of course, a joint effort among the whole PD team. So which is consisted of, as I showed you before, our vice president, and then the national PD coordinator, and our branch PD coordinators. So just a little bit of information on the different roles of the different positions. So our VP plays a strategic role in shaping the overall vision and direction of our PD initiatives. And then the national PD coordinator is responsible for planning and the execution of PD projects on the national level. And then our branch PD coordinators work at the state level, and they actually bring a really nuanced understanding of the specific needs and preferences of member within their specific geographic area. And the National PD Committee, we keep regular communication. So we use a platform called Groups.io. So we keep regular communication with each other there, and also through meetings and emails to support each other. So this communication and collaboration enables us to flexibly plan our PD, and also to respond to emerging trends and audience feedback, and plan and organize accordingly. We also have a PD calendar to help us keep track of the PD planning process and to help us avoid event scheduling conflicts. So that's about the PD planning. The next bit is getting into the details of what we really do to bring the PDs into reality. So then it's the execution of the PD planning and translated into reality. So in this stage, after we identify a specific topic that are of interest to practitioners, the PD coordinators start the process of sourcing a suitable presenter. So this includes reaching out to experts, professionals, or academics who possess the necessary knowledge and experience. And if you know anyone who would be a suitable candidate for a potential PD in the future, or if you're interested in presenting yourself, please feel free to get in touch with me. I'll put the email at the end of the slides. And after we identify a potential presenter, and then we will the discussions will take place regarding, fees, delivery format. Is it going to be online or in person? The date, the time, etc. So after these details are confirmed, then the PD coordinator liaises with the admin team, which is office logistics. So they are a third-party company who help us manage the admin side of things. So you would have received emails from them multiple times before. So they are responsible for helping us setting up the registration, answering inquiries. Sometimes these inquiries will be directed to the PD coordinators, but a lot of the time they are responded through the admin team. They're also responsible for helping us sending out certificates of attendances and also sometimes the feedback forms. More often than not, we also reach out to communication teams from other organizations such as NATI and ACE-LEA to help us promote certain events and also to increase the reach of our PD events. Now, I'd like to show you just a brief summary of what we did this year. So in 2023, we delivered a total of 80 events nationwide, including 45 PD events and 35 social events. And out of these 45 PD events, 27 were free PD events. And these were made possible in partnership with other organizations, such as NATI. So in March, we invited Michael Nimerick from NATI to deliver a presentation introducing the digital stamps and ID cards because they were just launched at the time. So everyone was a bit unsure about how to use them. So we organized that session. And then in May, over the course of 5 weeks, we received generous funding from RMIT University and we delivered a pronunciation and speech short course. Also, benefited from RMIT's funding, we were able to deliver a masterclass, first in Melbourne on forensic translation and transcription. That one was free. And then we delivered another one later in Brisbane. We also delivered 2 webinars on interpreting in NDS settings. So this was made possible in partnership with NEDA, NATI, and RMIT. And you would have received quite a few emails, I think, about the topic of LGBTIQA plus safety and inclusion training. So this year, we partnered up with ACON, which was they received funding from Multicultural New South Wales. So we delivered a series of these trainings, including 10 in-person sessions and 10 online sessions. So yesterday we had the final installment of this series, so the pre-conference event. The last one is TechSam 2023. So this one was actually reflects how we organize PD because we received feedback from the audience member that they would like some PD on how to manage the tax return. So we received that feedback earlier this year and then we put it into action. So we reached out to ATO and organized a webinar on tax time. So these are the free ones we were able to deliver. And we also deliver some paid PD events. So the first one, Introduction to CAT Tools. So our Victorian branch delivered a very hands-on workshop on how to use CAT tools. I believe they introduced audience members like how to use SmartCat, for example, and other CAT tools. I won't read everything out, but these are the topics that we try to include and like wide range of topics to practitioners. Next one. Yeah, we also delivered social events. As I mentioned before, we managed to deliver 15 language-specific online meet and greet sessions. I'd also like to thank Angelo. He's not here today, but he joined me in opening and facilitating these sessions. He took time out of his very busy schedule and made this possible. So we got to meet practitioners from different language pairs, and at branch level, we also organize various in-person social gatherings. Okay, so the last little section, the webinar moderation. So we started an initiative, try to engage more people in the work of PD. So we started recruiting volunteer moderators to help us host and chair online sessions, and we provided induction training to them, and then afterwards they also get a certificate as a little small token to recognize their efforts and their contribution, and they also get to attend our PDs for free. So all the PDs they will be able to attend for free. So if you are interested in becoming a volunteer moderator, please reach out to me. Oh, sorry, that was not meant to be that. The G was not meant to be in the second. Yeah, so that is my email, not my email, the National PD Coordinator's email address, which I am managing currently. So if you have any questions, any suggestions for PDs, if you have interest in joining us and make a difference in delivering PDs, please reach out to us. I will be very happy to hear from you. That's everything. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Epperly, for that wonderful presentation, which I think really showcases all the hard work behind the scenes that members sometimes might not be aware of. So it's really a lot of minds, a lot of hearts, hands and heart that goes into organizing so many interesting, insightful and thought-provoking PDs. And as you said, there is this analysis that goes on to really try and identify the needs for us practitioners. So thank you so much for sharing that and making your work known to the rest of the membership. Now we have a few minutes for questions from the audience. So anyone would like to ask something to Epperly or has any comments?
Sorry. I'm actually visiting from Taiwan, though I'm Australian myself. So I don't know, this is my first time at this conference. So I don't know the difference between your PD sessions and NATI and its requirements for reaccreditation. So is there a link between the way you run PDs and NATI as an organization?
Thank you.
So NATI, you mean do our PDs do they fit into the framework of recertifying for the PD points? Yes. So when we organize PDs, we look at the different categories of NATI's that document as well, and we try to make sure we organize different sessions so people could put in different categories and collect their PD points to fulfill their recertification purpose. Yeah.
I just understand. Sorry, it's just that different governments and different state governments, do they run their own PDs as well, or is this centralized within your own organization?
I wouldn't call it centralized. There are other organizations, for example, language service providers. They also organize PDs. I am not aware if the government or state government, they organize any PDs through the government, but there are definitely other organizations. Yeah.
Hi, Epperly. Thank you for a really useful summary of a topic that we really struggle with in Aotearoa with NZSTI. We sometimes struggle to deliver content that's relevant. So I was wondering how many people are involved altogether in deciding what in the assessment stage, because sometimes we're lacking feedback. Even though we reach out to members and stuff, it's hard. And also, really quickly, when you say that you have volunteer facilitators and they get free PD, do they get free PD for like the year or for that PD session or?
For that PD session,
Right.
they're moderating. And to answer your first question, at the assessment stage, it's primarily the PD team, so the VP, the national coordinator, and our branch PD coordinators, because we meet like bi-monthly. So during our meetings, we'll discuss like either, for example, in December we have a meeting, we might discuss PD planning for next year. And then this will be based on the feedback we collected probably this year, and then we can collect more feedback like early next year. Because usually PD planning and execution kicks into action in February, around there every year. So we have some time to prepare.
Thank you, Paris, for this very informative session. But I would like to ask to elaborate on the question raised by my colleague there about the PD. I believe that attending this conference, that's what I heard. Please correct me if I'm wrong. We are going to get around 40 PD points.
40 PD points, yes.
Yeah. Now, for example, the NATI, they are asking us, they itemized the category. Something in ethics, 6 points, something in professional development, something like that, practicing, being in industry. Anyhow, they are itemizing them. They put them in category 1.2, 1.4, 1 something like that. And this 4 point, would it be cover one item, or I would like, for example, now I'm lacking of where I can put these six points for the ethics. You know what my question might be a little bit complicated. To put it clear, 40 points. Is it going to go for only one category, or can I break it down among 2-3 other categories?
I think you might want to double check with Nati, but
with
my
Nati,
understanding,
not with you.
Yeah, well,
I know.
Nati is the authority. They decide whether.
So to direct the question to the Nati, I'm getting these 40 points from AUSIT, but I don't want to put them only in one category. I want to spread them across.
My understanding is it only goes into one category, but just to be safe, I would suggest you double check with Nati.
For example, I need to put, now I need to cover the ethics. Ethics, I need only 6 points. And I don't want to put this all 40 points from you guys into 6 points.
They are very understanding of the needs of interpreters of Nati. So if you speak to them and let them know you need 6 points for ethics, I'm pretty sure they would be happy for you to use one of the ethics session that we run later today to put into that category, but please double check with them.
Thank you. And we have time for one more question.
Hi, my name is Vince, and I'm from HNE LHD, the government side of healthcare interpreting. And I just want to confirm regarding the comment about whether the government has their own PD training.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we do.
Awesome.
Okay,
great to hear.
The only thing is that we go according to our own agenda, not according to Nati's catalog. But you can always find something that fits in, especially or specifically induction, ethics, competency, intercultural. You can't do that. You have to go through Nati's course. Okay, that's online course for, I think it's 20 hours. All right. So yes, there is always something for everyone. And with the gentleman's question, well, there is, yes, you are supposed to do 40 points each year for 3 years. So you need a total of 120 points to get yourself recertified, right? Eligible for certification. So with that 40 points, you just have to look into the catalog. It's not as strict as before, because where it was really specified which course, but nowadays it's pretty open. They allow you to use certain institution or endorsed institution, or even from your workplace, like our government ones, we can just get a certificate and it's recognized. Then you can put it in as, part of that ethics or part of that induction or whatever. So that's from the government side, I can tell you that.
Yeah. Thanks for letting us know. That's great to hear.
Ask a very final question, which has to do with what I do, is how do you judge for the quality of all these PDs run by people?
Do you have a national body that actually do this? Because this is the problem. Everybody's running PDs. Who do we know is actually running PD that is of quality?
Yeah, well, I'm not aware of any national body who is assessing that, but it's hard for us to do that because we are providing PD, so it's hard to. Yeah.
Because basically this is the crucial point. What is quality? The definition of quality in different countries. Sorry, we're trying to establish one in Taiwan, and we have nothing. Okay. So I'm asking all these organizational problems. Basically, I've lost the plot. Basically, I need to go back and say, maybe this is one way of developing PD programs, because we will have a similar NATI situation where you have to accredit yourself. That means we have to somehow don't say to people everything is okay. You have to somehow judge quality and define quality.
Yes.
And this is a different situation. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much, everyone, for your questions, and special thank you to Epperly for your presentation.